Luke Bryan smacked on stage, fans outraged, but his classy response speaks volumes. Country music superstar Luke Bryan has found himself at the center of a disturbing trend plaguing live performances in recent years, performers being attacked with flying objects while doing their job on stage. The latest incident occurred during his Country on Tour stop in North Dakota, during what was supposed to be a high-energy finale to an unforgettable night. As Bryan performed his hit, Country Girl, Shake It For Me, the crowd was riding the high of a great show until something suddenly came hurling out of the audience and struck the singer in the face. While the object itself wasn't immediately identified in the viral video, the footage clearly showed that Bryan was hit hard enough to momentarily falter, raising concern and disbelief among fans. It was a moment that instantly shifted the vibe from celebratory to chaotic. Once again, the spotlight was on the growing issue of fans taking things too far during concerts. The viral moment that changed the energy. The video clip of the incident quickly spread across social media. Fans were shocked not just by the act itself, but by the disrespect it implied. Here was an artist giving his all on stage, entertaining thousands, only to be interrupted and potentially injured by a reckless individual in the crowd. For a moment, it wasn't about the music anymore. It was about safety. It's a situation that seems to happen more and more frequently. Artists from various genres, pop, rock, hip-hop, and now country, have had to deal with flying phones, drinks, bracelets, and even tampons mid-performance. Whether it's attention-seeking behavior or a misguided attempt to engage with the performer, the end result is often the same: disruption, danger, and disrespect. Bryan's incident raised the usual set of questions. Who threw the object? Why did they do it? And what was Luke Bryan's immediate response? Luke Bryan breaks his silence. After a brief period of speculation, Luke Bryan finally addressed the situation in a candid interview with Taste of Country Nights. He broke down exactly what went through his mind at that moment. According to Bryan, it was the last song of the night, and the energy was at an all-time high. The fans were having fun, the music was blasting, and then, bam, everything changed. "I think one person just took it too far," Bryan said. The singer acknowledged that, sadly, incidents like these are no longer surprising. Every other entertainer out there is getting stuff thrown at them. "It's a sad reality," he added. Bryan wasn't making excuses or minimizing the act. Instead, he highlighted how normalized this behavior has become and how dangerous it truly is. But what fans really wanted to know was whether he had seen who threw the object. And this is where Bryan's response took an interesting turn, a tempting moment of retaliation. Bryan didn't mince words. He made it clear that had he seen who was responsible, the situation might have escalated dramatically. "You hope that you can see who did it," he said. "If I saw him throw it, I could have gone right to him. I probably would have jumped right off in there." This wasn't just frustration talking. This was raw honesty from a performer who, like many others, is fed up with being a target. His reaction wasn't about revenge, it was about holding someone accountable. But in that split second, Bryan made a decision that speaks to his character and professionalism. "I looked down and there were a lot of little kids in the front rows," he explained. "If I jump off in there, even if I just stopped the show and pointed somebody out, it kills the vibe for everybody." He chose not to escalate, even though he wanted to. Why? Because he cared about the thousands of other fans who came for a good time. He chose them over his own momentary anger. The bigger picture: safety versus showmanship. This isn't the first time a high-profile artist has been the target of a dangerous audience stunt. Bebe Rexha was hospitalized after being hit in the face with a phone. Harry Styles has dodged flying Skittles, and more. Kelsey Ballerini was recently struck in the face by a bracelet, forcing her to leave the stage. And now, it's Luke Bryan. What's most troubling is the frequency of these incidents. Performers have always been vulnerable while on stage, especially those who perform in close proximity to fans. But in the age of social media clout and viral moments, it seems some fans are desperate to make themselves part of the show, no matter the consequences. It begs the question: should artists start enforcing stricter security measures? Should venues be held responsible for protecting the performers? Or do fans need to take more accountability for policing each other? Bryan's decision to not call out the fan or halt the show is admirable, but it also highlights the impossible position artists are in. If they ignore it, it may happen again. If they react, they risk being seen as unprofessional or overreacting. Either way, they lose. A message to fans: don't ruin it for everyone else. Bryan ended his interview by sending a strong message to concert goers. Think before you act. It's a selfish thing to do, he said. You risk ruining the concert for everyone else who paid to be there. And he's absolutely right. Thousands of fans pay good money for a night of music, joy, and shared experience. One reckless person can derail all of that. Not to mention the emotional and physical toll on the performer. Bryan's approach, measured, honest, and reflective, resonated deeply with fans online. Many praised him for being a class act and for not letting one person's stupidity ruin the night for everyone else. The tour rolls on. Despite the incident, Luke Bryan is continuing with his Country on Tour, which is scheduled to wrap up in late August in Buffalo, New York. The show goes on, as it always does, but the North Dakota incident will undoubtedly linger in the minds of those who were there and those watching online. It's a reminder that live music, while magical, is also fragile. One wrong move can change everything. And as audiences, we have a responsibility to not just enjoy the show, but to respect the people who make it happen. Should he have called them out? This brings us back to a key question. Did Luke Bryan make the right call? There are arguments on both sides. Some say he should have stopped the show and made an example out of the offender. Publicly identifying and removing disruptive fans could deter future incidents. Others argue that his decision to preserve the mood for everyone else was the true mark of a seasoned, thoughtful entertainer. At the end of the day, it's a personal call. Bryan weighed the moment, assessed the risks, and chose to protect his fans, even the ones who didn't deserve it. That's not weakness. That's leadership. And let's not forget, his words after the fact still delivered the message loud and clear. You will be called out, just maybe not in the heat of the moment. Final thoughts. What now? As more and more artists speak up about safety concerns, it's time for the conversation to shift from reaction to prevention. Venues need better screening. Security needs to be proactive, not reactive. And perhaps most importantly, fans need to understand that concert etiquette is not optional. You are part of a shared experience. Respect it. Luke Bryan didn't deserve to be hit in the face while doing what he loves. No artist does. And while his calm, thoughtful response earned him praise, it shouldn't have to come to that in the first place. The next time you're at a concert, let this incident be a reminder. The artist is not just a performer. They're a person. Don't let one selfish moment steal joy from thousands. Title: Luke Bryan, struck on stage but handles it like a pro. Fans outraged over disrespectful act description, 100 words. During a high-energy finale in North Dakota, country star Luke Bryan was shockingly hit in the face by an object thrown from the crowd. While fans were outraged over the disrespectful act, Bryan's calm and thoughtful response stole the spotlight. Instead of confronting the culprit and disrupting the show, he chose to protect the experience for his fans, especially the children in the front rows. In a new interview, Bryan breaks down the incident and issues a powerful message to concert goers everywhere. Don't ruin it for everyone. Here's what really happened and why his response speaks volumes. Keywords: Luke Bryan hit on stage, Luke Bryan concert, Luke Bryan North Dakota, Country on Tour, concert safety, artist getting hit on stage, viral concert moment, Taste of Country Nights, Luke Bryan fan incident, object thrown on stage, Luke Bryan reaction, Luke Bryan interview, live performance dangers, fan throws object at Luke Bryan, celebrity concert incident, crowd behavior at concerts, music news, Luke Bryan response.